Hey guys, Redbeard here. I know the other day, I got Cuu too.
What's up, guys?
He's a year older, probably a year wiser.
Something like that.
Something like that. Anyway, I know the other day I had high hopes of getting a lot of tube bent, and I told you in the video I was probably overly optimistic. Well, it never quit raining, like at all.
Mm-mm.
It did quit raining yesterday on Sunday. We did come down here and give it a go. I'll show you how that went. Cuu here hadn't run the bender in a while and forgot some of the rules.
Me?
Oh, is that me? Was I in charge of following direction?
Yeah, you're the guy.
Oh, yeah, it was my job.
Yeah.
Anyway, we knew by bend 3 we were off. I didn't know what was going on. There's 6 bends in this tube. Probably overly complicated, right? I'm still not worried about the structure. I think when we get done, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But the actual bend process, that's why I bought 8 sticks instead of 6, because I knew we would sacrifice at least one. But anyway, we got it all figured out. Just hadn't used it, but some simple short bends. Even the roll cage we built for waffles was such a small structure, right?
Yeah.
You could tell if you were inverting the bends. And this here was... Anyway, we didn't catch it in time. By the time we did, we knew we had got off track. But the big goal, the big thing was I had to reverse the bend order because of the swing of the tube, right? And so if we started on that end, by the time we got to doing these bends, I'm going to have to move the table all the way outside. And then when we bend it the other way, it's going to dig into the ground.
Yeah.
So I did flip the bend order, and so we start feeding from this end, which makes all the dimensions a little, like just marking it a little bit different than what I'm used to. But we got it. And as long as I can duplicate it 5 more times, we're in good shape, right?
Yeah. Like exactly duplicated.
Exactly duplicated, yeah. I'm sure there'll be no issue there. But anyway, it feels good. Got all the tube cleaned up. That's one of the reasons I want to wait till the rain quit. It's really hard to get everything buffed out once you start tacking it and laying it in, right? So I got it all cleaned up. It's got a little tube lube on it from going through there. We'll mineral spirits it all off, get it dried up before we try to tack anything. But I got to get all these rails bent before I can cut the bender off the table. I didn't want to cut the bender off the table. Then I got to figure out how to build my cross braces on the table to build the chassis off of. Because of the inverted turntable in the center, we obviously can't build on the turntable. So we'll have to raise up and do 1.5-inch tubes on the outside. I've already discussed that pretty good. So anyway, guys, I will do a little walkthrough, kind of show you what I screwed up on yesterday. Cuu told me not to do it, and I did it anyway. And we're going to walk around, look at the contour of this, and walk back over and look at that rear subframe. And I think you're going to dig it when it's all done. So, like I said, drew it up on paper.
Yeah.
Frame it, or big square, and a couple levels and a tape measure.
Yeah.
Laid out the bends where I needed to go to hit under the chassis. Wasn't completely worried about mimicking the stock frame.
Right.
We just need certain parts to be at certain heights, right?
Yep.
And then the widths. We did work with the widths. So we do have traditional frame width. I did cheat it out in the front, a little bit extra for the Viper.
Yeah.
So I did design front of the tube, which is up here off screen. We'll show you. That is going to contour outside of the subframe here. So that will be all right. What's cool about this is I think by the time I get to the upper and then the outrigger, I think I'm going to be able to build my coil bucket and airbag mount for the shocks and everything all the way underneath the chassis when I do this. Because we only got like 5 inches of travel total on that suspension. So that'd be really nice if we have to do any modification to the wheel well. It's strictly for tire. We ain't got no stupid shocks sticking up through there. And I don't know, Cuu. It might have a roll bar attachment back here somewhere. She may get a little hoop in her.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're playing with the ideal.
Might need it.
Might need it.
You always want more power.
Yeah, I know. It's easier to do it now than it will be later.
Yep.
All right. Well, give us just a second, guys.
It'd probably help if you had a math Asian around.
Too bad. Well, yeah, I don't have a math Asian. I got a car Asian. Look at me. Hey, guys. Look, so this was the first attempt. Obviously, we knew there was a problem before we got to this point. Okay? And basically, I tried to overthink the software. Redbeard's overthunk junk. You pay the price sometimes. Sometimes it works out. A lot of times it just makes life more difficult than it's got to be. But I was trying to work off a fixed point on the for the angle, right? So we start at 0, go to 180, and then I went back to 137. But I was supposed to add 137. And so what I was doing was I was trying to work off a 360-degree like compass, like, and what I needed to be doing was working clockwise from the face, and then the negative degrees working back. So anyway, dude, it's all good. We got it figured out. There's plenty of structure here. This is tubing. I got about a 9-foot stick I already had. This is DOM as well. And we're chunking about 6-foot chunks off each one of these tubes. I'm going to have plenty of material left over for my cross brace and whatnot. Not going to be a problem. Worst case, I'll have old boy at the machine shop. He'll cut me a tube in half. I'll have Zeppelin pick it up after school. It's not a big deal. This is probably more what you want to see. And it's pretty clean. Very minimal distortion. I really like this bender. And I think it's going to be pretty hot. I got to be honest with you. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to look pretty good. Man, it's just wild looking at that chassis out there and realizing this is going to serve the same purpose, So anyway, that's going to be the front end. When I lay it out, I do have a couple points I have to match up my widths for each section. But this right here, guys, is over the rear cross member. Not really cross member, the rear subframe, like the bracing for the links. And so I really like the look of that. I showed you in the previous video, but the Hellcat, let me see if I can roll it. But what I was trying to do, and again, sorry guys, I am out of room. But so we're going to catch, contour, catch, and then come out the back. And so that's what I'm looking at doing. That's kind of what that design was for. Was so it wouldn't impede any of the movement of the arms. I thought it looked cool. So, I may not be the yardstick for cool, but Q thought it would look cool too.
Yeah, I think it would look cool.
We can blame him for a bit of it. But anyway, guys, that's it. Hopefully I get like 2 tubes knocked out tomorrow. I'd like to be done with the driver's side. So this is the driver's side lower frame rail. I'm saying that for my own benefit too, so I remember. I did mark it on the software that I have bent this one. So anyway, I just got to stay on track and do the next 5 exactly like I did this one. Other than that, should be nothing to it. So anyway, guys, check back in.